Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. It is Transformation Tuesday. So I figure we can talk about something that, I guess normally all of the talks are transformative in some way, shape, or form. But today in particular, we're going to talk about self-sabotage and what that may mean to you. And quite possibly, if you are not inflating that a bit, maybe if we shrink down what it actually is or what it actually means, or pick out the particular behavior that you are doing, it will change how you feel about your self-sabotage and turn things around, hopefully. So welcome to the conversation, everybody. It is Morning Talks with Ro. I just got my morning drink. It's an interesting morning for me today. I started out a bit different. I didn't tap into my routine the way that I normally do. So this is going to be an interesting talk for me, energetically. I'm interested to see how I'm going to settle into things, you know. How's everybody doing? Good morning, kid. Good morning, Lance. Hi, Barbara. Today we're talking about self-sabotage, or quite possibly, is it something else? Are we mislabeling it? Do we need to label it something different so that we can think about it differently and then approach it differently? I got stuff all behind me, y'all. I've been decluttering. I've been doing some cleaning, organizing, moving things around in my life. Sometimes it can be really good to just shift the energy, make room for more. By creating more space, by releasing things, we create more circulation, more opportunity for prosperity to find us. We make room to accommodate it, right? Good morning, everybody. Hey, Rosie. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Aisha. Thank you. I did, of course, take some notes. You know how your girl is about notes so that I don't forget things. And then, of course, I want you guys to chime in. If you've been dealing with what you think is some form of self-sabotage, let's talk about it. You know, let's put it on the table. And let's talk about why you think it's self-sabotage. Good morning, Troy. Good morning, Carrington. Let's talk about why you think it's self-sabotage. And then if we can, we're going to endeavor to find a new label for it. Because quite possibly you're mislabeling what it is you think you're experiencing. And that could be working on your mental, your mindset, and shutting you down. But if we change the label you've given it, if we really pick out the particular behavior that you've been indulging in that's been causing what you think is self-sabotage, then we can change your mind about it, expand or shift your perspective, take some new action, get rid of it, right? Break through. Good morning, everybody. Did you get your morning drink? What's cracking in the joint? Self-sabotage on deck. So to start this thing off, if anybody in this particular chat is feeling like they're dealing with some level of self-sabotage, hashtag it. Hashtag self-sabotage. And if you want, bless us by being transparent this morning and sharing maybe some of the things that you're experiencing so that we can use that as an example for us all to grow and stretch in our perspective about it. So to get things started, though, let's see what Kid says. It starts with... It starts with self-doubt, that breeds self-sabotage. Okay, hello. Aisha says, yes, it's all about what you say. Change the language. Church. Lance says he's dealing with some measure of self-sabotage. Shout out to Lance for keeping it 100 in the chat. Okay, so the first thing is what we're talking about, or what I've been mentioning. Beware of the labels. Quite possibly we're either mislabeling what it is you're actually experiencing, or you're making the label too broad, and so you're not targeting, you're not zeroing in on exactly what it is you're doing that's creating what you feel is self-sabotage. So is it procrastination? Who's dealing with procrastination? Who's ready to beat procrastination? A lot of the times when people are dealing with procrastination, you could be just dealing with some form of laziness. And if you're dealing with some form of laziness, what are you eating? Just keeping it real. Sometimes what we're eating is taking away from our energy. It's giving us mental fogginess. It's causing us to be sluggish. It's causing us to feel heavy. I mean, there's things that I eat that sometimes I can't even think with the clarity that I want because of what I've just eaten. It makes me feel heavy. It makes me feel slumpy, sluggish. It slows my brain processing ability down, right? Are you working out? Sometimes you have to move your body in order to create energy. We got to generate energy, right? So in order for you to get the energy that you need in order to attack that thing that you want to achieve, you might need to generate some energy first. Are you working out? Are you taking care of your body? Sometimes in order for me to click into a space, I either need to do some rapid fire breathing, learn this great technique from Tony Robbins years ago, that sometimes I do rapid fire breathing, especially back in the day, to get my cells activated, to get my brain oxygenated, to get my blood oxygenated. All these things help. Go work out, get on a treadmill and get on a treadmill and just start walking briskly. Don't get up there and be sluggish and be kicking it and chilling, because if that's the energy that you're bringing to the situation, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So if you want more crisp, brisk, upbeat energy, bring that to the treadmill, bring that to the bike, bring that to whatever it is that you're gonna do in order to generate some energy that's gonna get you going, right? Another thing with procrastination, knowing your why. We talk about this a lot. Why do you want this thing? Especially if it's painful to go after it. And painful could mean, it's going to require more effort from you. It's going to require you not to go out at night. It's going to require you to wake up earlier in the morning. It's going to require you to cut back on the things that you like to eat on a regular basis. Whatever that thing is that may be against your comfort zone, it may require that of you. So you got to really strengthen why you're going after something, or create juicy enough goals on the other side of the pain so that you are more motivated to go after it and to be consistent and to have follow through until you receive it. Or think about the pain that's associated on the other side of it, that says, hey, if I don't do this, I don't get this. If I don't do this, I might experience that. If I don't do this, I might never, blah, 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 right? Get clear about what it is that's on the other side of not doing something that you need to do in order to get what you want to get, or doing something that you need to do in order to get what you want to get. Let me see what you guys are saying before I keep going, because there's so much we can say. Okay, Valerie says self-sabotage is the worst enemy. Hey, Val, good morning. Procrastination is also fear-based. That's right. It could be fear-based. We are what we eat. Hello. If you are what you eat, let's explore that thought just for 2 seconds. If you are what you eat, what are you? Think about that. That's so crazy. Okay, Neil, just got to stay in focus. One of the books I'm reading got me to realize more is lost by indecision than by wrong decisions. Hello. Make a decision, right? We can fail forward. But some of us don't take action at all. Maybe we're too busy thinking we got to be perfect out the gate. Maybe you're too busy thinking that, maybe you're afraid of the feeling of a self-letdown, or what other people might think if you don't come out the gate strong and on point. But a lot of the times, in order for you to get on point, you got to fail forward. You got to take the bold step. You have to do what scares you. You have to do what makes you uncomfortable. You have to be willing to look stupid sometimes. You have to be willing to look bad sometimes. But let me just tell you, that too shall pass. Let me just tell you, if you keep building on it, people will respect your gangster later. Take these bold steps, you guys. There's a lot of stuff that I've done that has scared the crap out of me, but I've had to take the step in order to get better. I've had to suck at making videos in order to get better. I've had to have some lackluster talks in order to get better. I've had to, teach subjects that I'm like, I'm still stretching in this area. I'm still growing in this area. I'm still becoming more in this area. I've still got more value to find and deliver in this area. But I have to do it in order to do that, to receive it, to get the value up, to become more value. I got to do the work. And sometimes I'm not going to look the best when I do the work. My best is going to change. Give yourself permission to not be so perfect out the gate with whatever you're doing. Give yourself permission to fail forward. Okay, let's see. Thank you for that, Neil. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. This is Morning Talks with Ro. Shanika says, I have really been procrastinating with learning the art of mixing. So what do you think has been holding you back from just diving in, Shanika, and doing what it is you know you need to do in order to see the results you want to see? I want to hear that. Let's see. Fresh fruit. Valerie says, I'm fresh fruit this morning. Church! Happy Tuesday and much love from Jamaica, New York. Hey, Caldoon, thank you, dear. Dawn says, healthy with a bit of sweet. Hey. Rosie says, we will never reach success chilling in our comfort zones. Well, hey, what's up, Charles? Make time to create goals. Don't be afraid of failure, as it's just a way of learning. Yes, please. Remember to take it as an opportunity to grow and stretch into a greater version of yourself, to grow and stretch into greater knowledge. Sometimes the only way you're going to get better is to fail forward. The only way that you're going to become even more brilliant at whatever it is you want to achieve is to do it. Break through. And what I would suggest is create a support system around yourself that you give to yourself and other people can give to you so that you can celebrate these moments when you take these bold steps. Is there somebody in your life that can celebrate with you, that can be a wind at your back, a supportive wind at your back, so that when you do certain things, they're calling you out and saying, yes, yes, get it. You feel me? You know, if you don't have it, get you a coach, get you somebody, get your sister, your mom. Who are the people that have your back, that can consistently check in with you and say, hey, did you do this? That's what's up. Keep it going. Did you do this? You didn't? Well, remember, you said you wanted this. You said you wanted that. Get your checks and balances in place. Get somebody to go on this thing with you. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes, you know, it's a little overwhelming to do it on your own. Create a support system around yourself so that you can take these bold steps. Okay, let's see. Failure is a motivated person's worst fear. That's interesting. Failure is a motivated person's worst fear. But failure, I want you to, let's shift that perspective right now. What if you embrace failure? What if you say failure is a part of the process of becoming great? It's to be expected that you're going to have moments of failure in order to become great. If you don't deal with adversity, how do you become great? If you don't have moments of challenge that make you tap into another aspect of your character, if you don't have moments of fear that make you have to bust through a wall in order to see what you're made of, what more you have to offer the world, where do you get the stuff from? If I didn't go through the moment that I went through in my mid-30s, where I had to get my first regular job. I've been an entertainer professionally since 12 years old. I hit such a crazy financial rut that I had to do what I needed to do to make my ends meet. I had to bridge the gap from where I was to where I was going. I was totally afraid of what was in front of me. I didn't know if I was changing careers for good. I didn't know if I didn't know what was going on. Okay. I just knew I had to go and do self-surgery. I was like, what decisions, what choices have you been making? What habits have you gotten away from? What disciplines haven't you been engaging in that got you away from how you got successful in the first place? What choices has Rhona been making? Shout out to third person. What choices have I been making that have me looking at the drought that I'm experiencing right now? Without that adversity, without the fear I was in, without the stress I underwent, without the 16-hour days I had to push through and just tell myself over and over again that it won't be like this always, Ro. It won't be like this always, Rhona. It won't be like this always, because I'm going to do the work. I don't know how I'm going to break through. I don't know who. I just know I refuse to be unhappy. I know I want to I know I want to contribute something to life because I'm capable. So where is that? I found it. I started coaching. I was working at an alternative medicine place. It was very complementary to what it is that other things I'm interested in. So I could still be of service, still push. And I knew even at that time, I was like, this is good for me. Somehow this is good for me. Somehow this is going to work for me in the future. Somehow all the knowledge that I'm getting from this employee perspective is going to empower me as an entrepreneur, as a boss, as a champion for future. I didn't know when, how, we can't know everything all the time. Sometimes we just got to push. Sometimes we just got to be willing to be more. Sometimes we got to be willing to find the value and become more. But that's the stuff that makes champions. We need failure. We wouldn't know hot if we didn't know cold. Right? We wouldn't know good if we didn't know bad. We wouldn't know to appreciate happier days if it was always happy. We would be bored out of our minds. It would no longer be an adventure. Treat it like there's a great book out there by Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Treat it like the game that it is. Treat it like the adventure that it is. Maybe maybe our mindset needs to shift. Treat this thing like an adventure. What are the pieces of the game that you need to put together? What are the parts of the puzzle that you need to put around you so that you can be successful? What are the few tweaks, the shifts? Remember the last time we talked about the golf analogy, where sometimes just a shift in your shoulders, just a shift in your hips, just a shift in your head is going to hook or slice the ball or send it straight forward. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, Shanika says, I'd rather fail than not to try at all. Beautiful. Charles says, nothing beats a fail but a try. The lesson learned gives you knowledge. Church. Oh, yeah, do it scared. Come on, man, we got to do it scared. Oh, that's beautiful. Hashtag do it scared. I like that. Hashtag do it scared. Anybody in this chat dealing what they think is self-sabotage, dealing what they think is procrastination, or what is procrastination, what is laziness, what is fear. Hashtag do it scared. That your breakthrough is on the other side. Let's see what you guys are saying. Lisa says, amen. Welcome to the conversation, lady. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. Aisha says, your support is key. The pusher, church. Dawn says, girl, I feel you. I need support to stay motivated. We have to, you guys. Sometimes we can't do it on our own. Sometimes there's just not enough gas there. Sometimes you got such a toxic environment that you're working in or trying to work around or trying to work within that it's just too hard to keep yourself lifted up all the time. Sometimes you got to be around other go-getters, other champions, other people who are being productive, other people who are pushing themselves, other people who lead you to believe that it's possible. Do that for yourself. You can create that for yourself. Hashtag do it scared, baby. Good morning, Brian. Enjoyed this. We'll listen later. Have to go to work. Church. Charles says, I need it. I've been debating relocating to another state to further your gifts. That's right. Do it, baby. Rhona, your message is exactly what I needed in this very moment. Bless up, Roccoletta. I hope I'm saying your name right. Dawn says, yes, girl. Love adventures. We got this. Lisa says, okay. So, all right. That was be aware of the labels, meaning what exactly is it that you are experiencing or doing or not doing so that you can become more acute, more specific about what it is that's holding you back or self-sabotaging. And then you can make specific decisions and take specific actions around remedying that particular thing you're dealing with. Could be laziness that's creating the self-sabotage. Could be procrastination that's creating the self-sabotage. Could be fear that's creating the self-sabotage. It could be inaction. Just, you haven't even started. When you gonna get started? When this chat turns off, if there's anybody in this chat that really wants something, but they haven't even started yet, I ask you this question now. What are you willing to do when this chat turns off to get the ball rolling? What are you willing to do to take a first step? Is it a phone call? Is it an email? Is it to put down the donut because it's a weight goal? I don't know. Is it to write down a new parameters with which you choose to operate in so that you can achieve your goal. Even writing it down and committing, making a new choice to do something is a first step. What first step are you willing to take right now after this chat goes off or while this chat is going to get started? If some of you haven't even started. Okay, let's see what you're saying. Shanika says that the thing that's holding me back right now probably is myself. Being too hard on myself and overthinking it, church. I've just been getting irritated with it, but I had to remember I'm not going to get it right the first time around. I'm ready to go after now. Beautiful. Rosie says waiting on perfection is never as smart as working towards success. Hello. That's a way to say it. Khaldun says, yes, we do need failure because among other things, we discover who's as passionate about achieving their own goals, let alone even have goals. We must remain vigilant in guarding and feeding our, let's see what you're saying, babe. Have our own hope. Otherwise, people will strip us of our hope without reciprocity. Yes, you got to belief in yourself. Belief in your ability to do something. Belief in your ability to be able to figure something out can be huge. Maybe you don't have the answer right now. Maybe you don't even know what the direction needs to be. But just having the belief that you can find it is huge. Like there's some things that I want to accomplish right now that I'm like, I don't know how I'm getting to that particular goal, but I know I'm going to figure it out. I know I can get there because I'm capable. And I'll tell myself, I am capable. I'm going to get there because I believe I'm going to attract the right people at the right time in the right way for the right whatever. I speak it. Get your champion dialogue up, you guys. If you need to create an incantation for yourself, tonight is the second week church to all the students for Personal Power University that are on the transformational ride. Tonight, I'm going to help them learn how to build an incantation. It's like your personal manifesto. I spoke mine right before I got on this talk. To step into a space, to deliver from that part of me that wants to add value to the world, that's capable of adding value to the world, that's capable of stepping into a greater version of myself right now in this moment. I am a greater version of me right now because I'm doing this talk. Because I stepped up and the morning didn't feel so amazing today. It was kind of interesting, but I still was like, you're going to serve. You're going to step up. You're going to teach. You're going to stretch. Speak to yourself. Get your champion dialogue up. That's another support system. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Dawn says, I love that. Started being around go-getters in January and already have reached some serious goals. Huge to have a support system. Lost some weight. Congratulations. Got nominated for an award for a film I was in. Awesome. Couldn't have done that without the support of those around me. I can't stress it enough. This is why I one of the perks that has come of PPU, my online coaching university. I didn't know that all the alumni, we are like a family. And so we can drop into that private Facebook group and we can pump each other up. We can share our wins. We can send out, inspirational, motivational stuff. We can check in with each other. We can remind each other of who we really are and who we're capable of becoming. Get your squad up. Get your squad up. Let's see. Eric says, everything seems impossible until it's done. On the other side of pain is glory. Hello. Focused thought is the tempo of motivation. Speak. Let's see. Hey, I'm late, but hey, Ty, love bug. What's up, Christine? Love this row and love your hair. Thank you. I have to go. Have a great day. All right, Shirley. Always great to see you. Christine says, going to a meeting now, church. Y'all can check this video later. Katisha says, positive energy is everything. It's a beautiful thing. It's fuel. It's fuel. And if you're not around it, generate it. Go and find videos. Go and find other people, other champions to talk with, to dialogue with, to get, in fellowship with on a regular basis. You don't have to do it alone. Let me see some other notes I got here. Dealing with self-sabotage, getting away from the labels, making sure that you're not miscalling what you're actually experiencing or doing so that you can take specific action and remedy that thing. get your breakthrough. Redefine success. What is success to you? Have you made it so lofty and so inflated that it overwhelms you and shuts you down to even think about going after it? Have you made success so like, oh God, how am I going to get there? You know what I mean? Successful living, just for you to get a tweak on perspective about it. If you do something you say you're going to do, that's success. And the more that you continue to follow through on what you say you want to do and what you need to do in order to see the results you want to see, that's successful living. Sometimes that may be this morning, instead of waking up with something that you know, eating something that you know is not in your best interest to eat, and you make a conscious choice to eat something different that's going to provide you with the energy, the clarity, the wherewithal, the health, whatever. That's a successful thing you just did. Celebrate that. Acknowledge that. And then as you continue to do that throughout your days, as you continue to do that throughout your moments, keep chunking it down if you have to, one step at a time. That's successful living. Redefine what success means to you. And then some of us, we're going after a thing and we have changed. Or maybe we need to change in order to achieve something. Maybe your blueprint needs to shift. You know? So redefine what success means if you need to. Go revisit some of the things that you thought you wanted. Go revisit how you think you might need to get somewhere, or the things you might think you might need to do, or the people you might think you need to connect with. Redefine things in your life if you need to. Go reassess some stuff. You know, sometimes that's all it takes. And you can beat self-sabotage. You can break through. Let's see what you guys are saying. Shanika says, I love you, PPU family. So grateful for the support. Squad, church. Success to me is just being able to support me and my family, following through on my goals and being happy while doing it. Beautiful. And everybody's definition of success is different. You know, it doesn't have to be a typical thought surrounding success. What is success for you? It could be very different than what success means for me. Right? Okay, let's see what else I might have written down here. Habits, triggers. Okay. What are your habits as it pertains to self-sabotage? What triggers are around you? Are you creating triggers for yourself to step into a mode? Like sometimes you can put things on your phone. Use these smart devices to your benefit instead of letting them control you and take you and distract you with all the dings and blings and whatever that's coming through from all these apps that keeps zapping your energy from your focus, keeps pulling you from the direction you need to be going in. Use the phone for your good. Put some reminders in there that come up every 2 hours, every 3 hours, once a day, whatever the frequency you'd like, and it reminds you of who you are. Reminds you of where you're going. Reminds you of the actions you want to take in order to achieve a goal. Right? Sometimes we have to create triggers around ourselves. That's what incantations and affirmations can do for you. You know, you say something and all of a sudden it reminds you to kick into a space. And there's certain things that people teach you how to do with your body. If you touch a space, if you do a power move enough, you will associate that power move with whatever you've been programming or conditioning yourself to say all the time. Sometimes you can just do that move. I've done that before. I have a power move that I do that's connected to my incantation. I may not have the time to get all of my incantation out in that moment. So I do my power move and hope that creates the trigger for the conditioning I've been doing on myself to step into that space. Create better triggers, create better habits, have consequences in place. If you don't follow through, what are you gonna, do that you don't like to do maybe? Create things around yourself that support you in taking the next best step, that support you in being successful. We can do that. We just probably forget. We get away from things. We get unfocused. We get distracted by so much, right? Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. I'm about to get out of here. Coach, I'm wanting to take a step into something I haven't done in a really long time. And every time I go to do it, I get really nervous. But this thing I'm willing to try again, okay, has its reasons as to why I haven't done it as of yet. Okay, sounds like you're clear about what those reasons are. Redefine those reasons of why you want to take the steps. Stack those reasons big time. Write them down. Lock them in. Get your affirmations up. Get your incantation on deck. Ty is a student alumni of PPU. Pull out your tools, baby. Pull out your tools. And then take that bold step and come and tell us about it so that we can celebrate your win. Okay, Beverly, hey, welcome to the conversation. Journaling, you can revisit your sabotages and change the habit. I recognize them now. Journaling can be powerful. Journaling can be very powerful. There's several types of journaling you can do, too. You know, you can journal about what you desire. You can journal about who you would be if you were in the situation. My friend has created a lot of stuff like that. She lives in her imagination. She writes it down like it's a story. And she locks into the way that everything would unfold and what it would feel like. And she creates like that. Some people have to brain drain. You may need to vomit on paper. You may need to get all that toxicity out of you. That may help to free up some stuff. Get the negative mental chatterbox. Okay, well, since you're there, let's see what's in there. Write it out. Get it out of you. See what's there. And then you'll know how to attack whatever needs to be attacked from that. You know? Let's see what you guys are saying. You're welcome, Ty. Shanika says, I really have to get back into journaling and recharge myself. Lately, I've been overwhelmed with so many projects. Reposition. All these good rewords. Reprogram, reposition, redefine, right? Go back and check in with yourself, everybody. Very, very powerful to do. We don't have to stay stuck chasing. Sometimes we may need to shift. And the only way you're going to know that you need to shift is to go back and reassess what you're doing, where you're going, why you're going there. Do I need to change some habits? Do I need to change some thinking, some stinking thinking? You know, do I need to change my language, how I'm speaking about something, what I'm speaking about? Do I need to, reposition myself? Do I need to put myself around other people that can help me to make better decisions or give me better guidance? Right? Come back, check in. Of course, you can get coaching. If you feel like you're self-sabotaging, like I said, sometimes we cannot do this on our own. And it doesn't mean that it has to be a coach like me. It could be a parent, could be a sibling, could be a best friend, could be a mentor. But get somebody that's outside of your subjective world to give you objective perspective. They can be a wind at your back, a supportive wind that can give you encouragement, that can remind you of what you said you wanted to do. That can remind you of what you're capable of. That can remind you of where you're going. Remind you of how to get there. Remind you to think about things that in a way that maybe you're not thinking about them. It can be very, very powerful to do. And of course, the last suggestion for beating self-sabotage, if you feel like that is your reality right now, serve. Make it bigger than you. The second we can get out of a more selfish perspective, because if it's all about you, then it's small. But if you make it bigger than you, if you make it about bringing more value to the world, if you make it about bringing more value to the people around you, how then does your behavior and your thoughts about whatever it is you desire shift? If you serve. Okay, what are you guys saying before I get out of here? Beverly says, yes, get coaching. No longer stuck creating music like Speedy Gonzalez. You are killing it, Beverly. I'm so proud of you. You are killing it. Beverly and I work together. She's kicking butt. I'm very proud of you. Like second project, killer. Killer. She's another creative. Making it happen. Doing the work. Being diligent. Following through. That is a superpower. I feel like that's one of the things I drive home with you guys all the time. That is a superpower. Follow through. Huge, 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 huge. Okay. All right, you guys. I hope that you got much value from today's talk. Is there any question that you have of me before I get out of here? I'm just waiting to see if there's anything that's going to kick in before I get out of here. Hey, S. Dot. How are you? Is that Kim? I can't tell. Okay. So I don't see any questions dropping in. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Morning Talks with Ro. I will see you again on next week. Have a great transformational Tuesday.